On September 3rd, 2025, shortly after noon, 9-year-old Renesmay Eutsey was reported missing from her Fayette County, Pennsylvania home. Renesmay has lived with her adoptive mother, Courtney Eutsey, along with her court-ordered custodian, Sarah Shiplin, since 2019. Courtney and Sarah are both in a relationship with one another. In addition to Renesmay living under this couple's roof, there were also 3 other children, 1 boy and 2 girls, ages 2, 7, and 12. The children reportedly called Courtney mom and Sarah dad. Now, Sarah was the one who actually called to report Renesmay missing around noon on September 3rd. She initially told authorities that she believed that Renesmay had snuck out in the middle of the night and ran away. She told cops that Renesmay had recently been grounded, her electronics were taken away from her, and that she was sent to bed around 2 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't until around noon when one of the other children woke her up and let her know that Renesmay was not in the house. Sarah told law enforcement that the other children in the home had told her that Renesmay was talking about running away. She said that when she went into Renesmay's room, she noticed that the window was slightly cracked open. Now, a short while later, law enforcement was waiting to obtain a search warrant for the home, and that's when one of the children actually walked up to a trooper and said that, "I'm never going to see my baby sister again because she's in heaven," and then apologized for lying to the officers. This child recalls in the middle of the night hearing Renesmay screaming and crying as if she was in pain. The child said she opened her bedroom door, walked outside of her room, and that is when she noticed both adults were yelling at Renesmay. When she would not stop crying, one of the adults kicked Renesmay in the stomach. When the adult saw that this child was watching everything go down, she came over and reportedly hit this child in the face. She then said she heard both Sarah and Courtney talking about taking Renesmay to a river, quote, far, far away. Later, this child reported seeing Renesmay being put into a black trash bag and then into a tote. She said that when she saw Renesmay at this point, she had white lips and it looked like she was sleeping. After police found out this information, they interviewed Courtney again, and that's when her story started to change. She said that in the night, Renesmay seemed very sick. She started throwing up, she was choking. Courtney said that she tried to perform CPR on Renesmay and tried to clear her mouth, but Renesmay ended up passing away. She said that she was afraid to call 911 because of Renesmay being very thin. She also said that a week prior, Renesmay had burned her back in the bathtub with hot water, and she was afraid that law enforcement would see that burn and think that she did something. Ultimately, Courtney believed that Renesmay got sick because her burn became infected. Now, she ended up telling investigators that she put Renesmay's body in a bag. She drove to a specific river and then placed the body along the shore bank. After authorities found this information out, they ended up going to this Pennsylvania river near Smithton Borough, and that is when they found Renesmay's body partially submerged in the water. Renesmay's body was covered in bruises and what appeared to be cigarette burns. Courtney Eutsey was ultimately arrested, and she was quickly charged with criminal homicide, aggravated assault with attempt to cause injury with extreme indifference, aggravated assault of a victim less than 13, and concealing the death of a child. Now, on Courtney's arrest documents, it states that the crime of criminal homicide took place on August 27th. This would have been about a week prior to Renesmay being reported missing. But remember, one of the children reportedly saw Renesmay the night prior at around 10 p.m. and that child said that Renesmay appeared to be alive at that time. She was screaming and crying. Now, District Attorney Mike Abel said that some of the information that's been provided to them is that there was some type of injury that led to the child's death over time. So he's basically saying that Renesmay was not deceased on August 27th, but something happened to her that day by way of Courtney and or Sarah that led up to Renesmay passing away after she did not receive treatment or care for the injuries that she sustained that day. At the moment, Courtney is the only one that has been arrested in connection to Renesmay's death. However, the district attorney is saying that they're continuing to gather evidence and they will continue building their case, and if necessary, will be filing additional charges against additional persons. The 3 other children were taken out of the home and placed in Child Protective Services where they are safe and being taken care of. Dare I say, another child failed by the system. I mean, you can tell from this child's photos that there are bruises all over her body. Where was CPS? Where were the social workers for these children? clearly not doing their job. What do you guys think about this story? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to follow for more updates on this case as well as others.